Hey guys, how's it going? Just doing a little work here on my Macintosh Classic computer. Wanted to pop in this zip disk here. I'm going to push it into the zip drive here and go over to my desktop. Now, many of you guys are familiar with zip drives, and you may not know that they go back to being compatible with the Macintosh Classic, but indeed they do. And there was another kind of disk format made by the Iomega Corporation. Besides zip, this is a zip 100, there was also a zip 250. But I want to show you another little tiny format that maybe you haven't seen. Perhaps you're familiar with the Sony mini disc, which is a small disk format, although that's not the one we're going to talk about. Or maybe Sony's UMD format, which again isn't what we're going to talk about today. And we're certainly not going to talk about the Hit Clips format, which was a little MP3 player that used like a little memory card in it. It was made for kids, and the tapes, so to speak, were these little tiny memory chips with extremely compressed music on them. I'll play that for you here. So you put the little disc in there, so you've got the Pacific Coast Party right there. So we're going to hit play. Isn't that lovely compressed music there? So no, we're not going to talk about Hit Clips. We're actually going to talk about a format known as the Iomega Clik PC drive or PC card drive, and a similar product that came out that supported this format known as the Clik, what is this thing called? It's just a Clik digital media player. Here is the Clik digital media player Rave MP, made by the Sensory Science Corporation or company. And these little discs just happen to go inside of that unit so that you can play music on them. So there's a PCM-CIA card, which you see here. Most of you probably have not seen a PCM-CIA card or a PC card that would go into a slot on the side of your laptop. This particular format has been eradicated. They don't make PCM-CIA cards anymore, but you could plug this into your laptop and basically expand it and use these little 40 megabyte, not gigabyte, but megabyte discs. Here is a 40 megabyte Clik disc stacked on top of a UMD, which is then stacked on top of a mini disc, just to give you a size comparison between the three. So you would essentially put one of these Clik discs into this little unit here, goes on the end. Kind of hard to do with you're holding a phone in your hand. So you put that in there like that, it clicks in, and away you go. Now you didn't have to put just music on these little discs. You could put photos or back up your computer or documents or whatever you wanted to put on there. Obviously you couldn't fit your whole operating system on there, but you could probably put most of your documents on there at the time that this technology came out. But of course the CD-ROM came out and just blew this thing out of the water. In fact, it blew most everything out of the water as far as media is concerned. But came in this little handy carrying case, so you could take it with you on the job. See there? It even clicks closed. So there's where you can store your discs and plug it into your laptop or desktop computer if it had a PCM-CIA adapter on it. But we're going to take a look at this thing, and I apologize, but this particular unit does not work that well. So I'm going to fiddle with it as much as I can and see if I can get it working. It operates on 6 volts, or 5 volts I should say, DC. You can see the connector there. It has a proprietary USB connection plug, as you can see there. Almost looks like a connection that you would use on a camera, digital camera, earlier digital camera anyway. And let's see here. Here's the slot on the top. So you would close it up like that, and then pop this little button over here, which would pop it open. and then you would press down on it, and it would pull out, almost like a ballpoint pen. It has that push to click and then push to click again. So you push it in there, it clicks, and it's ready to go. On the side here, you've got some mode buttons. You got record, you've got sound, mode, volume plus and minus, and a hold button. Hold, of course, being there to keep you from pushing any buttons. So you have a microphone right there for recording, a play pause button, a previous and forward button there, and a stop button. It used a proprietary battery that has died, and I disposed of it, but it had a compartment on the bottom that battery plugged into. The back cover, just to give you some more information that's on the back of that, it's a digital media player, Sensory Science Corp, made in Korea, and this is MP2300. My best guess is that this unit was made around the year 2000. And I get that from a chip that's on the inside of this unit. So let's go inside of it. Ta-da! We're inside. So there's a little microchip there that says Iomega on it. And here's where I got the date. It shows 8/23/00. Clik OEM. And you have this nice little thin motor right here that's made in the Philippines. And lots of little parts on there. Very, very tiny parts. So this is an MP3 player from about the year 2000. So most of us, of course, can play MP3s on our phones. So we don't really need any extra players these days. But back then it was a pretty hot commodity to have an MP3 player. So let's see if we can get this thing working. I have it connected to my Intercell power supply that I got at Radio Shack when they were going out of business. So I'm going to go ahead and power it up with that. Uses this kind of a plug. I don't have the original power adapter with it. This green plug here, of course, is a place where the headphone jack is connected, and it runs to these little computer speakers I have here on my workbench. So let's see if we can get this thing to power up, and I can show you around on this very exquisite operating system it has on it. So to turn it on, you hit the play pause button right here. Sometimes it helps if you hold the button down. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, do we have a green light here? We do not. All right, let's plug this in a little bit more. I think we have a green light now. There she is. All right. So up at the top of the screen here, you have your battery indicator and the time, which is not set correctly. It says it's 4 o'clock. And then you have these icons here on your screen. So you can do play your music, which is that icon. And then the next icon over is to record your voice. And then you have a trash can so that you can go in and trash some of your songs or delete stuff off the drive. I think this tells you how much space you have left on your disk. I'm not sure entirely. This is a address book to keep some addresses in. And I think, yeah, no matter what I do, it's going to say no disk. You've got a calendar on there. So here we are, stuck in January of 2000. And let's see, there's a world clock on there. Very useful feature. I mean, you got to know what time it is in other parts of the world. So, yeah, so there it is. There's Los Angeles. Let's see, Denver, Chicago, New York, Rio de Janeiro, London, Paris, Cairo, Moscow, Bangkok, Hong Kong, Seoul, Sydney, Honolulu, Anchorage, and we go back to where we started. Now if I hit the stop button here, the last little icon there is to set the clock on the unit. So if I go in there, I can set my clock, I can set my skin, which ironically is, there's only one, and I can set my language. The only other language that is on here is, take a look, Korean. So we can do English and Korean only on this unit. Now, the fun part is trying to get this thing to play, because like I said, it does have a mechanical problem. Maybe electrical problem, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and push in my disc up at the top here. And for some reason, I have to hold the power button, or hold the play button down, which is the power button. Notice it just powered itself off as soon as I plugged that in. So I'm going to hold this play button down. And you'll hear that mechanical motor start, where it's spinning the disc up. There we are, checking our disc up there. You'll see the icon appear at the top. And okay, so there's our little calendar of songs. Now for 40 meg, you can do the math. 40 meg does not hold a lot of music. So you would have to have a lot of little click discs with you to carry a lot of music. So let's see, let's just go and play this first song here. Hopefully it'll actually play. So we're gonna zoom back a little bit. So it'll just pull a little bit of data off the disc and start playing, and then it'll spin the disc some more and play a little more. So I can go to the next song there. Here's track 14. Notice this is a WMA, a Windows Media Audio song on there. Yep, I made it mad. Okay, let's go around the horse again here. Is there really a horse in here? No, there really isn't. It was doing so good for our demonstration. Holding the play button down. Sounds kind of like a dentist drill, doesn't it? Ah, it died again. Well, anyway, you saw what it would do. Let's look at it on the bottom. As we insert the disc in, what that looks like. So again, here on this side is our eject button. Pops that little door up. And you can see the disc itself that's on the inside is magnetic. It's a magnetic disc, very much like a floppy disk. Although it's much smaller than a floppy disk, because as you know, a floppy disk only holds 1.44 megabytes of data, and this little bitty guy held 40. So that was a pretty big deal back then. Notice there's a little trigger there on the disk itself, and as I push it in, it pulls a little door out of the way. Show you that door again. Did you see it there? So it's going to reveal the disk, and inside is a read-write head. Reads the disk. All right. So there it stays, and then we'll watch this little motor turn here. It's kind of exciting. If I can get it to do it. There it goes. .3 volts, 89 milliamp motor. Again, made in the Philippines. And again, this particular unit does not want to stay on unless I hold the power button down. See if we can get it in there one more time here. Go. So the sound quality is not too bad. I mean, it just sounds like an MP3 player. All of you know what an MP3 sounds like, so quality's not too bad on it. But anyway, I saw this on eBay a while back, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna buy this and make a video about it. And I can't tell you how long I've held on to this thing before I finally turned around and showed it to you guys. So again, this Clik technology, 40 meg, and the accompanying Clik drive and Clik discs that go with it. So Hope you enjoyed this little demo, and please subscribe to my channel and look for other odd, strange, bizarre technologies that I've run across over the years. Go ahead and share this with a friend if you don't mind, and leave a comment down below or a question if you have one, and I'll try to answer it for you. And I appreciate your support, and thank you for watching.